Hey, what's happening? This is Jerry over at Wealth Dynamics. I hope you guys are doing well today. Thank you for tuning in. I am live in Anchorage, Alaska, where we just had a 7.0 earthquake. So I was sitting there this morning having my coffee, right? Getting some stuff done, getting some work done, doing a little bit of statistical analysis on my business. And I just start feeling the room shake, and I look around. I was at the Hotel Captain Cook. Look around, and everything just starts quaking. Coffee cups are falling off the tables, ceiling tiles are falling in. There's a bunch of foreign, tourists and stuff in the hotel that didn't know about Alaska that much, and they went running for cover. And so the first one hit, everything starts, just swaying and shaking. Ceiling tiles are falling, all the dishes are going off the table, and then it stops, and then the second one hits again. And then there's a couple more little ones, third, fourth one. And so there's actually 10 minutes after that a tsunami warning. We get the iPhone alert, right? So it says there's a tsunami. The earthquake happens 30 miles south of Anchorage, or of Palmer, which is really right in the Anchorage area. And so we get the tsunami warning, and Anchorage just freaked out. I'm talking traffic is down. There's businesses that are closed down. Lights are off. But really, there's not going to be a tsunami in Anchorage. But I want to use this point to illustrate, now that I have your attention, why this earthquake and tsunami is like your personal finances. Okay, so just like most people in Anchorage today, they didn't expect an earthquake to happen. They didn't wake up thinking there's going to be a 7.0 earthquake. It's going to interrupt my day. I might have damage to my business or my vehicles. I might get injured or hurt. No one woke up thinking any of those things today. But it still happened. And the reason this relates to your personal finances is most Americans live with their money the same exact way. They live in a state of constant denial. Oh, everything's fine because I don't see any immediate danger. Everything is good. I don't need to worry about it. I can put off, saving money till later. I can put off investing till later. I don't need to push hard at work. I don't need to increase my income. I don't need to do any of those things. But the reality is when a catastrophe does happen, today is proof no one's going to tell you about it. It's just going to happen. And it's going to be up to you on whether or not you put yourself in a position to survive before the event. Okay? So I want to use this to point out smart financial habits, things that you can be doing that would apply to a catastrophe like this. At some point, there will be a financial earthquake. 2008, happened in 2008. We're oh, that's 10 years ago. Nothing really has gone down since then. The fact is just because it's quiet doesn't mean it's safe. Okay, the earthquake happened this morning at probably 8, maybe 8:30. Before that, dead quiet. Normal morning, went to the gym, did my routine. I'm having my coffee, sitting in the lounge. Everything's good, and then it just happens. No one expected it. So if you're not doing the right things before the earthquake, then that's what puts you in danger. That's what puts you in a position where there could be a personal catastrophe. See, today there was an Anchorage catastrophe, but for some people, they were in a risky position this morning where the general catastrophe is going to end up being a personal catastrophe. It's going to be something that hits you as an individual rather than just the populace. See, I'm fine. My people are fine. We're all good. But some people aren't, right? Now, there's also something I want to point out with the economy, same thing with the earthquake. There are different groups of people that actually will rear their heads in a catastrophe like this. Okay, there's the people that are just going to go into action. They're just going to start doing. That's the kind of people you want to be and spend your time with, those that are just doing. They're all right, this is happening. This is what I need to do. Here's what needs to happen. And they just go. They're not stopping and panicking. They're just doing. There's that group. There's also the group of people, I'm gonna call them the Samson group. My dog Samson, okay? There's the group of people that's like my dog Samson. Earthquake happens, Lexi's at home with him, and he just panics. Shits on the carpet, wets himself, and then runs down the stairs to get out the door. There's gonna be that group of people too. I want you to ask yourself, am I in the Samson group? When a financial catastrophe happens, am I going to wet myself and just run in terror because I wasn't ready? There's also a group of people that they just they go in and they spread the negativity. An earthquake happened, everyone's dying, the city's in terror, it's a catastrophe, get your kids from school, don't work today, stay home, get all of this negativity. There's that group too. They're not actually going to help themselves or you. So in a financial catastrophe, like, you need to identify that there's that group of people. They're there. You're not going to know who they are. You're going to feel like there's a real emergency happening. You're going to feel like there's something you really need to be worried about, but really there isn't. Okay? Now, the fourth group of people are the people who caused it. People caused it. Like, if it's a financial catastrophe, something caused it. Just like with the earthquake, something caused it. Okay, now you can cause it in a negative way, like, hey, we're going to cause this catastrophe, or you can be caused like, I'm going to be responsible and take responsibility for it and actually use that to win. Like, for example, when you look at the top financial catastrophes in history, some people are like, oh, we lost money. Nobody actually lost money. What happened was the money got transferred. Some people were more prepared than others, and they took like basically control of the financial, like the financial affluence. They got the money that the other people lost, by the way. Like, the people that lost the money, they just experienced a loss. This other group that's at cause, they experience a gain because they were ready for it. Okay, so what do you do? Practically, how do you put yourself in a position to succeed through a financial catastrophe? Number one, you need to be expecting it. You need to be living like it's going to happen, because it will. Now, this doesn't mean that you're a doomsday prepper. It means that you understand bad things happen, so you make sure you do the right things. And it probably means that when 99% of the population is doing one thing, that you don't do that thing. Okay? If you're spending money, if you're buying homes, if you're putting stuff into your retirement plan, if you're borrowing to get into consumer debt, like, those are not smart financial habits that are going to pay off for you. If a catastrophe happens, you will be at risk because you did those things. Okay, think about, like, in 2008, how many people watched their 401k getting cut in half? How many people lost their house? How many people had no money in the bank and lost everything because they weren't prepared? So how do you prepare? Right now, you need to realize that preparation starts with increasing your income. Earn more money, like, increase your income, learn how to make more money, learn how to sell. That's what's going to put you in a better position ultimately. And if you do that, you increase your income, you now have means. And if you increase the income and you make smart decisions with the money that you're making, that puts you in an even better position. Okay, what I think of during this earthquake today, when I think of finances, I think of, like, you know, the top 1%, they save 40% of their gross income. Now you're like, Jerry, that's unreasonable. No one can afford that. Yeah, but can you afford losing your house? Isn't that unreasonable? Can you afford watching your life savings get cut in half? Wouldn't that also be unreasonable? See, the things you're making sense of doing are the things that are putting you in financial danger, and you just don't feel it because the danger hasn't happened yet. So I want to go ahead and wrap up on this note. There was an earthquake this morning. It was awesome. I was in the Captain Cook Hotel and watched the whole thing start shaking, and I was prepared. I knew what to do. I didn't panic. Called Lexi, make sure she was okay. Messaged my team, make sure they're okay. Call a few other people, make sure they're good. And then I got to my car because I knew that being in a building is not as smart as being in a vehicle. And then I just went and made sure that everything was good. Now I'm heading back to work. I'm going to get back to the grind today. And I'm going to go make my own earthquake. But if you don't have that mindset, you're going to be at effect. When these events happen, you're going to be at effect rather than cause. That's what will put you in financial danger. That's what will put you in financial catastrophe. And if this was a wake-up call for you, it starts with you understanding what money is. What is money? Looking at increasing your income. How do you increase your income? How do you save 40% of that income? And then how do you put it into income-producing assets that are indestructible? When I was in the quake today, I was happy that I was inside the Captain Cook Hotel. The Captain Cook Hotel, one of the biggest buildings in Anchorage. Very sturdy, very good building. I wasn't worried about the building I was in. I'm in my BMW right now. I'm not worried about my car. I know my car is going to make it. But if I was in, you know, like a building that was unsafe, that didn't have a good foundation, that didn't have good trusses, then I'd be worried during the catastrophe. That's your investments, people. If you're putting money into stuff that's not going to hold up in a catastrophe, that's going to put you into a dangerous situation as well. So guys, I hope that helps you. I hope that makes sense. If you enjoyed this message today, like, share, subscribe. We are all fine in Anchorage. Anyone that's telling you otherwise is a gossiper. Don't listen to them. We're good. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.